It is Valentine's Day as of today's recording once again, and today, to nobody's surprise, I am single once again. And I have been single for 22 years. In today's video, I just want to talk about what my thoughts on about love, why I've never been in a relationship, and just overall thoughts since why not? And if you do go on to enjoy this video, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask, and let's jump right into it. So, just to give you guys a bit of a reference, I've never been in a relationship. I've never even gone to first base with a girl. I've never held hands or even kissed or even I don't know, like been to her house, taken on anyone on a date before. So I've never done any of that. And I guess the best way to start is to start when I was younger, right? So basically, like growing up, I think throughout like middle school, I was never like that confident of a kid. I think I was pretty reserved and I was pretty introverted, as most kids are. And I feel like I was never like bullied either. I think I got along pretty well with a lot of my classmates in middle school. We were just like normal boys, normal guys, just like any other guys. You know, we would get along with I got along with pretty much everybody. I was never popular either, but I think I have like my own little friend group, and I just kind of stuck with them for the most part. And I would get along with like my female like classmates as well. Like we would have like small chats, basically just like very light hearted, basically just like small conversations, basically just like breaking the ice or literally small talk. That's it. I don't even like recall if I ever had like any type of deep conversations that I would have with like my boys. I don't think I've even had like a very deep like conversation with a girl, because to be honest with you guys, I've actually never even hung out with a girl like outside of school or outside of the classroom. Like, yeah, I'm being legit. Like that's how that's how it is. And again, like back in middle school, you know, like we would play like a bunch of sports. Like I would just like get along, and it would be all fun. And I think middle school was probably also the last time I actually got hugged by a girl. That's not my mom, by the way, which honestly is pretty sad. I'm not making this video to, you know, give myself self-pity or anything like that. I just wanted to just share my thoughts and maybe relate to some of you guys out there. But yeah, man. And then in high school, I like in my first 2 years of high school, I was pretty normal as well. I was still a little bit shy, a little bit introverted, not that confident. But again, it was like the same thing as middle school. I had like my own little circle, and I had my own little group of guys that I would like eat lunch with. And then after that, we just like head to class as usual. I joined a couple of clubs, and that was fun, honestly. And I got along with people there as well. Got along with like the guys and the girls. There was no problem with that. And again, it would just be like simple small talk as well. Like nothing too hard, like nothing too crazy, nothing light, like nothing deep. Just like lighthearted talks. And from there, again, I've never asked a girl to like hung out with. I was also very insecure at the time about like my looks and how I perceive myself in general. When you're in the high school environment, it's all about popularity, right? It's all about how much aura this guy has, right? Because if this guy just has a lot of aura, if they're like the popular kids, everyone just surrounds them. It doesn't matter if they're chopped, or it doesn't matter like their looks, right? As long as they have the most aura, of course I wanted to be one of the popular kids, right? But I never was. I never was an outcast either. I was literally just like middle of the road. I had like my own like 3 to 4 friends that I would hang out with, and yeah, that would be basically it. I never really even like had a lunch like ate in a group where there was like guys and girls, and they're like we all have lunch together. It's like I would basically only have lunch with the boys. And like in those friend groups where it's like there's like guys and girls as well, like I never really got into that group. I mean, I wish I did, but I just never really fit into that. And again, it was mostly because I was unconfident. I was very insecure about how I looked. I always thought myself as very ugly, and just I never had like a good haircut. I was never that confident in general. Obviously, now that I look back on that, I feel like I definitely could have fit into those groups, because again, you just had to be yourself. Maybe you had to be a little bit fake. I don't know. But I felt like if I just had a little bit more confidence and just knowing that, hey, like this is how I am, and that's that. Like there's people who I think that are probably uglier than me, but they still get along with friends, right? They still have like female friends that they would hang out with probably even after school, and that could maybe even be your first relationships. I saw a lot of guys my age in high school, and they were getting themselves into relationships, right? And they were just like perfectly average people as well. It's like they look more or less the same as me, and they probably just had the confidence to just go up to the girl and just had a normal conversation. I think my mindset at the time as well was that I thought these girls were this superior being. I thought these girls were like this thing that were like super unattainable, that I could never reach out to, that I could never relate, because every time that I would talk to a girl, I would just be so in my head and I would just be so nervous. I just had nothing to say. Like I didn't even know how to say anything. Like I didn't I never basically went up to a girl and just like asked me like, hey, like what's up, like how was class, like all the normal stuff, right? Like even that stuff just felt like it was just so much for me that I just felt like I was just not even at the same level. Like I had this self-perception where girls were like up here and I was like down here, and of course it didn't help me at all. And so that's that, right? And then throughout my latter half of high school, so my last 2 years, that was when I moved schools, and that was when it kind of got a little bit harder, because then again I was like in a different environment. It was like 2019 going to 2020, and so obviously, the virus, right? I'm not going to say it, but, the virus in 2020 just ruined everything as well. I was like making slow, like step-by-step progression. I was still never doing really well. Again, if it wasn't for the virus, like would I have taken a girl to prom? Would I have taken a girl like as a girlfriend? I don't know, right? I wish it never happened, the virus, right? But the fact that I did just kind of ruined my social life from the latter years of high school and beyond, essentially. I never had I never got to attend prom. I never got to experience like that high school, like those 2 latter years. So that's why I actually really like my first 2 years of high school. That was like in my old school, and that was when that was like when I felt like I really belonged, and that was like the high school experience. I mean, it got as pretty close to as those movies and TV shows that I could be. Except for, of course, I wasn't the main character, right? But yeah, so basically, virus came in, ruined all my social connections, and then from there on, I went to university for a bit, more or less the same. The first 2-ish years were basically the same, more or less. It was like kind of like half in person, half online, and so I didn't really get to know anyone either. And so, but then I had a mindset change. I knew that I was like, okay, like I told myself, I literally remember telling myself this to this day, that, hey, when I'm going to go to university, things are going to be different. I'm going to be more confident. I'm going to be more open. I'm going to be approaching more people and just like not being the person that's like reserved. Like I have to be extroverted, right? And so I held that belief. And for the first 2 years, it was still kind of hard to get along. And for my latter 2 years, things got a little bit complicated. My, let's just say my grades wasn't doing so good, and so like I was not in the best mindset. Emotionally, I also wasn't in the best mindset, just like education wise, and it just felt like it was more or less the same. Just socially speaking, I just like I wanted to grow socially speaking, and I wanted to be better, and I guess I could have tried harder. I know that I definitely could have tried harder, but again, it was more or less the same. I still didn't have this good self-perception of myself. I was still pretty chopped in terms of looks, and so I was never confident to talk to people in general. I know that university was probably the best, like high school and university was probably the best era to just like get to know more people. I feel like now I'm definitely a lot better socially speaking, and now I'm like not a lot less afraid. And also now that I remember this, back in high school, because you're around the same environment, because you're around the same circle group of people, I was also afraid of rejection. That's another huge thing, right? Because I knew that if I did ask out for a girl, okay, I would get rejected, and then like she would spread the rumor around, like she would spread the story around the whole high school, and everybody would just be chatting about it, and I feel like everybody would just like talk shit, like talk bad about me, right? But guess what? They'll probably forget it in a week or 2 from now. But at the time, my mindset wasn't thinking that way. And the mindset, I thought that everyone was gonna remember that for years and years to come. And so that's another thing, right? But guess what? People were probably rejected. But guess what? Their stories never carried on for like years and years to come, right? People maybe talked about it for like a week or 2. Guess what? If you're just a little confident about yourself and you just like embrace it, you're like, hey, like, yeah, I got rejected. It's like, so what, right? You move on. And so that's a very powerful mindset. But again, I didn't have that at the time. And so university was more or less the same thing. But again, since university is bigger, there's like more room for rejection and more room for yourself to grow. Like did I grow? I would say like yes, I did, but not as much. And I guess towards like the latter half of university and when I'm actually coming out of it and just like learning about self-improvement and learning about just like the world in general, not from like this blue pill or even red pill lens, but just like this purple pill, right? It's like Gojo's like you take the amplified blue and then the reversal of red, boom, like that's purple, right? Like that's kind of like my perspective now, where coming out of university and starting my early adulthood years, right? Like now 22 years old, it's like I feel like now with the mindset that I have right now and with the confidence that I have right now, that's like I am ready, right? But now it's almost like a little bit too late because I can't go back to it right now. It's like maybe I could go back to university, right? But now that I'm an adult, I have responsibilities, I have bills to pay, and I have just other things going on in my life where I feel like it was like at that time I could have changed, right? Like I look at people who are younger than me and I see them doing well socially, and I'm just like, damn, bro, like, you know, it's like, why couldn't that be me at the time? I don't know, right? But yeah, man, I just feel like it was just a lot, and I feel like if I could go back in time, I definitely would change a lot of things, and maybe there's still a chance because I am considering going back to university for a degree. So I feel like that could definitely help me out going back there. I'm probably meeting like a bunch of like fresh high schoolers that just coming out like 17, 18, 19 years old, like 20 years old, like I'm 22 years old, and like pause, you know, I ain't gonna do nothing like that, right? I ain't going down the Diddy path. I'm just saying, right? But basically, right, like it's crazy how much life changes you. And right now, am I interested in a relationship? Not really. Am I okay with being single? Yeah, for the most part. Is it a cope? Probably. Maybe not. Honestly, I've like my emotions are just like, it kind of goes like up and down, right? Like I would see videos of couples, and of course, like of course my heart would be like, oh man, like I wish I was in a relationship, right? I would see like all these attractive girls online, and like these like pictures and provocative videos, right? Like it's like, yeah, of course, like I would be envious of that a little bit. Of course I am, and I know people who are in relationships, and like that's beautiful, right? Like I'm happy for them, like genuinely speaking, right? But I feel like right now, the dating market is just so cooked. Like the dating market is so fucked right now, where girls just have like this super high perception of guys, and guys like that are average like me, like we're getting cooked, bro. Like it is over for us. And I'm sorry, like I'm not a pessimistic guy. I try to look at things from like a opportunistic, try to have like this abundance mindset, but dude, like I used to think that overpopulation was going to be a problem, but now we all know that people aren't having babies, people aren't getting into relationships, and now the birth rates are declining, and now less and less people want to have babies and get into relationships, right? Like all this shit is just so transactional. There's more situationships, there's more people cheating on each other. Like you don't need me to tell you like the Kai Cenat situation. Now there's like streamers that are coming out that like are breaking up, right? Like all you see all this stuff, right? And it's like, that's the truth. That is a part of reality. And I know family members that are older than me that are like still not in relationships. Like they're in their late 20s and they still don't have a family. And I'm not saying that to diss them. I'm just saying that as just like a life rule in general. Yet there are still people in relationships, right? But it's like, I don't know, right? Like that's the thing. It's so complicated. I feel like there's like a sense of nuance to it, right? But at the same time, it's like I feel like that could be true. It's like people are getting less and less into relationships, and it's like that's kind of sad because like of course I want a relationship, right? Like that's biologically rooted into every single guy and girl's like DNA. It's like of course we want to be pursued, of course we want to be needed. We all want to be needed, right? And so I feel like it's like a very natural thing. But man, like right now I'm single once again, and honestly, like 1 year from now, when I look back on this video in 2027, hopefully I'll be in a relationship. I don't know, maybe I'll still never be in a relationship at 23 years old, but yeah, I feel like I basically said everything I had to say. I could talk about this for hours and hours probably, but yeah, this video's already gone on for long enough, and so yeah, that's basically it. Right now I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm just focusing on myself. I want to build myself up socially. I want to build myself up a good career on social media, make a lot of money first, while also like opening myself up, right? Like, I'm not going to deny anything that comes towards me, but again, I just want to put most of my time into this, into growing myself, into growing my business, into growing my social media, and then we'll see from there, right? I have to build myself up first, and then maybe the girls will come afterwards. But I also have to, like, I know that I have to build myself up to have that courage and to get experience, right? Now it's not about getting into a relationship. Now it's to get rejected, right? It's like, it's about getting experience first. It's about getting rejected. It's about going through those phases and then going through, okay, now I'm getting serious. Now I'm doing this and that, right? Yeah, and that's basically it. I am okay with being single. I am probably okay with that for the next few years to come, honestly. I just want to focus on myself and just build myself up. So, yeah. Tell me if you are single or not this Valentine's Day. And if you are in a relationship, I'm really happy for you, honestly. And if you are one of my single guys out there like me, hey man, don't give up. Keep trying. Build yourself up. You know, help, like, self-love, right? Self-love, that's the most powerful love out there. You know, shout out to self-love, right? Love yourself first, guys. Love yourself first, always, right? I think I'm going to end it off there on a positive note. So, yeah, like and subscribe more. I care more about that. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.